Hello everybody, thank you very much for joining me. I just thought I'd better give you a bit of a heads up since the last video I put up about how I was ready to give up my marriage and everything else thanks to the dreaded menopause and the kind of side effects that have come with it, such as depression, anxiety, etc, etc. So let me give you a little quick explanation, because I know if you did see that last video, yes, it is very, 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 very raw. It's probably very triggering, but that is real. That is when I'm having a bad day. That is how I think, and that is how I talk, and it's awful because today, thank goodness, I'm having an okay day, which is brilliant. I have took a little bit of pressure off myself since the last time I saw you, last time I spoke, put the video on. I have gone on the sick from work. Me and my mental health team have worked together and think it may be the best thing for this for a little while. But that'll be a whole new video. So back to this one. It was a really, really raw and emotional video. Now, if you go onto my YouTube page or whatever, you'll see I've got two different types of thumbnails. If you don't know what a thumbnail was, because I didn't, and I still really don't, best way I can describe it is it's basically the front cover of your book. If you go into a bookshop, thousands of books there, that cover will draw your attention, then you'll read it and hopefully look through it. So that's a thumbnail. So you'll see I've got kind of red and white ones. This video that I am going to be reviewing now is my own video. It is one of my white thumbnails. So the difference is the red ones are a bit garish. They're more educational. They talk about podcasts. They maybe reaction to different videos about depression and menopause and everything else that goes with it. We will be having a bit of fun on there as well, because I used to be a great clapback, sassy, chick who could come back to you with some great one-liners. And every now and then, there's still that little one-liner comes out. So she's still in there somewhere. So hopefully we'll get a few of those funny ones as well. So that's all your red ones. And the white ones, they're a little bit different. They are basically very, very trigger and emotional, maybe very, very vulnerable and very, very raw. I did fight with myself back and forth. Whether to even put these ones on YouTube, and it was a really, really difficult decision to say yes, I'm going to be that vulnerable. I think I thought more about my mum, my kids, my husband. It's difficult for them to be living with it and seeing it, never mind the rest of the world seeing it. So I think I was kind of really, really worried about what their reaction would be. So I've kind of sacrificed a little bit of their sanity, if you like. Hopefully not too much. But the reason I decided to do it was it's warts and all. Like, I just thought I've got to put everything out there, and all of this that I'm going through, if somebody tries to tell me their version of their journey and they're in a bit of an upbeat mood like this, yes, I'm going to be able to kind of, resonate with it and go, that happens to me, but that happens 50,000 times more than me, because I'm not put together like you are when you're telling the story. I'm a quivering wreck crying my eyes out. So I think visually seeing, and although it's horrible to see a human that low, and it's awful, but I think visually seeing that will make you think, I'm not the only one. I am not taking it 2 steps forward. I am not being that Karen who, and I love this saying, if you've been to Tenerife, she's been to 11 Tenerife. I'm not that type of person. I am really, really struggling with this. So if you visually see that, you might go, wow, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So first of all, I'll give you a little bit of an update. So on this video, it was Christmas morning, and I've always come from a family when I was young where we had about 20 or 30 people there. There was loads of kids there, mum, manically rushing around trying to get the dinner on the table hot. Dad at the pub, all the men at the pub, and then coming in for 3 o'clock for the dinner to be done, and all us 20 odd kids would be there playing with all my toys, because yes, I was a bit of a spoilt brat, in a nice way. So yeah, and then obviously I had my own 2 kids, so we kind of followed that tradition on, as in, the Christmas one was manic, and the kids were getting up at 5 o'clock, bringing on the door, and I'd be sitting there going, oh, another hour. Oh, how what I wouldn't have given that this year, what I would have given for it. Instead, obviously, my kids live in London. My mum's now not as mobile anymore. So it was the case the first year I stayed here, I stayed and got up with no family around apart from just me and my husband. And I struggled. I really, really struggled. I think we put a lot of expectations on Christmas. And I think what ends up happening is those wall of cards can come crashing down. And I think mine did on Christmas Day for that reason. I woke up and just the silence was deafening. And something just hit me that day. And yeah, I really, really struggled. And I lay there and I cried just silently. And in my head, I just thought, I'm not good enough for anything or anyone. I can't, I can't be the mum I need to be. I can't be the wife I need to be. I can't be the mother I need to be. I can't be the friend I need to be. Just so overwhelmed. And it just all hit me. And I just thought, do this solo and you're not hurting anybody and you're not dragging anybody down with you. So I had a really bad Christmas that way. And then New Year ended up I had the flu, and it just knocked me for 6. And while I was having the flu, I think I had a little bit of a breakdown again. So I have decided, me and my mental health team have decided that I'm going to take some time off work. So hopefully, like I say, that'll be another video. So this video that we are going to now do a reaction. It's not a reaction, it's kind of a discussion, and I'll pause it a few times, tell you where my head was at the time. And firstly, I want to say why I'm doing it. I want to help women out there, but it helps me as well. For instance, this video, I want to say a huge thank you to every single one of you who took the time out of your day to send me a message to make me feel better. Honestly, you are all diamonds, and that I am in complete awe of. Because of you guys, I listened. And I come to the realisation that, like I say, me and my husband, we weren't listening to hear, we were listening to react. And I come to terms with that. And I told my husband that, and we both had probably the deepest talk we've ever had. And I'm not saying, when I go to Mr. and Mrs. and I'm the happiest woman in the world, but it's just understanding and accepting. And that is like a huge relief off both of our shoulders, and it seems to be working. So thank you, I took your advice, and I really, really do appreciate it. And please just stick with me, because I'm sure things will get better. And honestly, if you only know me as this dark, depressive, menopausal woman, if you knew me before, wow, I am Dr. Doris. I am as common as they come, and it was a bit of a cover, but that's going to be on a different video as well. Anyway, we are digressing as I always do. So we will have a look at this. Like I say, I'll break it down. It will be triggering. Just going to give you a bit of a heads up, but this was from the heart. This is exactly how I felt. So yeah, let's have a little bit of a peek, shall we?
So I haven't put lights, I haven't put the setting, what I did on the last video. I haven't done none of that for a reason. This is just going to be a very, very heartfelt video. And I just want to know if if any other women kind of felt like this when they were going through the menopause, where the husband is concerned. It's Boxing Day and I've decided to leave my husband. And it's not because I don't love him. Because I do, very, very much. But he just can't get us. He can't get us right now. And I have to put my situation and myself and my mental health first. This is probably one of the hardest things I've ever done. And I understand he gets very frustrated. And I understand that it isn't easy for him. And it's not something that I want to do. It's not because I've fallen out of love with him. But at the minute, we're just like oil and water. And I just feel I'm taking on the pressures of a wife, a breadwinner.
That's what I was talking about, all the different hats. In my head, I had to be this perfect wife. In my head, I had to be this perfect employee. In my head, I had to be this perfect daughter, this perfect mother, this perfect friend. And there is no such person. But I feel that if I don't reach that standard, then I'm not worthy. And it's just all become extremely overwhelming, which, as you can see, it did.
I don't even know where I'm going with this. I don't even know if I'll post this.
As I mentioned earlier on, I know it's really uncomfortable for my mum, my children, my husband to watch that. And what I mean is that I'm putting it out to the world to see as well. They find it very difficult and they're living with it, but I think knowing the rest of the world knowing, I think is probably good. It is probably difficult for them, and I do apologise. I really do, and I did give it a lot of thought whether to do it or not for their sake. And then I just thought, no, this I noticed it was helping me. This channel was helping me. The fact that it was making me get dressed, which is a thing that I think people take for granted every day. I did. Making me brain work, because I have not got a clue what I'm doing technology wise, and hopefully every video will get better. So to make my brain work again, where I've been so numb for so long. So I knew, I have took on board that this must be difficult for the family, but I think the rewards and the benefits outweigh the slight embarrassment. Hopefully. Hopefully.
I hate you, menopause. I hate how you've changed us. Has anybody else felt like this about the husband? You know, I love him so much. But it just isn't working. I'm here on my own on Boxing Day.
I was there on my own on Boxing Day through choice. What I have noticed with this depression is it's a very, very lonely disease. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I made this Christmas, I think, quite difficult for my husband. So yeah.
Says a lot, doesn't it? In his defence, obviously, I did. It was Christmas morning. And it was just me and him. And obviously he'd had a few drinks Christmas Eve, which is fine. And because we've got no kids to get up to or anything like that, I woke up on Christmas morning and he was asleep next to us. And I was just so sad. Just 10:30 in the morning, Christmas morning.
I'm just saying there, I just wanted to give her a hug. I know that, I remember that kind of desperation and that sadness. I physically feel it there. And it's not to say that this isn't going to happen again tomorrow or the next day, but when you're in an okay mood like today, I'm physically feeling that pain and numbness again there. Yeah, very sad, very, very sad.
Lying in bed with my eyes wide awake, eyes open, wide awake. And I lay there for about 30 minutes. And I just thought, is this my life now? And I know my husband just... It's almost like, you know, he'll stay away from me because maybe I'm very reactional at the moment. And unfortunately, he's got quite a reactional personality as well. So we're just constantly bickering.
So that's going back again to that we both would hear the other one so we could form a reaction or an opinion. So it was just constant button heads all the time. Until I made that realisation of that, you know, I complained that that's how, you know, he comes back at me, but then when I looked at myself, I was doing exactly the same. So hence why it was just a vicious circle.
And I'm putting this out there just to see if any women have felt like this. Is it the menopause? Am I going to come out the menopause and realise I've lost the love of my life and I've walked away from a 5-year marriage? Or am I going to come out the other end saying that was the best thing that ever happened to us because his personality should have been the type of personality to be able to support me through this? And I'm not blaming my husband in the slightest. He's got his faults, trust us, which doesn't make things easy, but I'm just worried that after the menopause I'm going to regret this, but I can't. I can't keep doing this to myself. I'm never going to get better. You know, it's crazy things like I've got a bad back at the minute and my joints at the minute, and I can't get the right position in bed. Not his fault, bless him, because he's there, he's next to us. But then I think I can't say go and sleep in the other room because that's not what a wife would say to a husband. So what I've been doing is I've been putting up with the pain because I don't want to lose him for the wrong reasons, but something just hit me yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, excuse me. Most women will know anyway if they're going through the menopause, and the night patterns have been totally disrupted. You'll know it's hard enough to sleep anyway. Never mind the fact that, you know, you've got 2 bulging discs at the bottom of your back and you're waiting for a cortisone injection and then potentially surgery. So that on top of the fact that my ankles, my wrists, my fingers, Christ, sometimes my eyelashes, you know, hurt. So that added on top of the back, I'm probably getting 3 hours broken sleep every single night. So I'm exhausted as well, you know, completely exhausted. And I'm sure there's millions of women out there right now going, yep, that is me.
And I just thought I'd need to battle this war solo, because he's just not that type of person. And that was why I fell in love with him in the first place. He's goofy. He's daft as a brush. He's hyperactive. And they all the things that I loved and thrived with because it was funny. And it suited my personality then.
So yeah, just want to reiterate on that. Anybody who knows my husband knows he is just, and I don't want to use the word crazy, but he is funny. He's very quick-witted. He's not ever been diagnosed with anything, but oh my God, he's up there with just ADHD and things in his own little quirky ways. And he's one of the most funniest men I have ever met, and he's constant, and that's him all the time. And he's very hyper, and it did suit me personality back then. Excuse me, but obviously I'm going down a completely different path. That type of personality, I hadn't seen the sensitive side of that. So that's kind of what I was trying to get to there.
I got married. But what I'm going through now, he's not built for this. It's not his way. But it's killing me. It's killing us. And I thought I'd come on here to see if any other women had gone through this. I don't know if this is the menopause talk, and I don't know if it's, you know, a very grief-stricken wife who's about to leave her husband. Advice, please. I haven't even got my menopause spoon. That's how spontaneous this was. It's funny, you know. That confident. Doesn't give 2 hoots girl. Who, if menopause hadn't took over my body and my mind, I would have had all this sorted out in a second. But I just can't see any way out. Am I making the biggest mistake of my life? Or am I making the best decision of my life? you know, in my head I think, okay, I'll get out of marriage, I'll be on my own, I'll be able to deal with everything that's going on in my head and my body and my symptoms, and I'll be able to nurture them without having to nurture him as well, because it's just too overwhelming. Both and mental health. There's nothing better than a good old cry. Up yours, menopause.
Yeah, hard watch. Sorry about all that. There was a couple of seconds in there. That was all gobbledygook. I do apologise. I'm an old menopausal woman. I can't get everything right. So yeah, just wanted to say again a massive thank you to those people who commented. I don't think you realise what you have done for me. You may have saved me marriage or give me the sense to look kind of not just straight ahead but in the grey area. So thank you. That shows that, yes, putting all the vulnerability on the line, but it shows the little bit of embarrassment that you're in, and probably the trolls that I'll end up getting and things like that. It's worth it, because that has just helped massively. So happy new year to everybody. Let's hope 2025 we can grow this channel, and let's hope we can kick menopause's butt together, and depression and anxiety and everything that goes with it. I am kind of suffering at the moment, so don't know how regular the videos will be. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. The last 2 days wasn't in the right frame of mind to do it. Today kind of thought, yeah, I feel a little bit good. Let's get off your backside and let's do something while you're in this mood. So they're going to be, that might make any sense or whatever, but hey, my life never has. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, if you have watched to this bit, because, my God, you deserve a medal. And next video, I have no idea what it'll be. I'm kind of just going to wing it at the minute. Like I say, not putting any pressure on myself. But yeah, we will see. Have a great day, evening, wherever you are in the world. And you know what I'm going to say? What I always do. Up yours, menopause.